Okay, everyone. We're going to have to start without Zosie because her connection is really bad. So
Oh,
we'll just start and she will join us, okay?
okay. Thank you,
Okay.
Sandy.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You have
Okay.
but you have the order of poets, right, with you, of
I
course.
have with me it.
Yes, of course.
Okay, we're starting with Linda from UK.
Oh, okay.
If you can kindly mute all your mics,
Sure,
please.
sure.
Okay. Well, my name's Linda Thorne. I'm from the UK and I have been fortunate enough to have my book published this year, which is called Out of My Mind. It's really written with our mental health in mind here. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have a condition, but I think many of us know what it's like at times to suffer in that direction. But not to go too heavy tonight, I thought that I would start with something personal for me. It's for my mum, who I love very much, and she's not doing too well right now, but this is for her, and this is called My Mother's Hand. Mum, as I look back through time, did I hold your hand or did you hold mine? You held mine first, I hold yours now, a warm and loving touch. My heart seeps through my fingers, I love you so very much. I close my eyes and realise no one's hand feels quite the same. I hope I have another chance to hold your hand again. I take this time so precious to kiss this hand of yours and hope the smile you're wearing means you're holding mine in yours. The bond we have is precious and to me will always be. My mother's hand so graceful showed a loving hand to me. Time has passed so quickly, and now time is at a stand, but our travelled road made special by the holding of your hand. The end.
Yeah.
It was so hard, and I think that there's some words in there that might resonate with a lot of us. This second poem is about a woman I met 100 years ago. She was out of this world, but she left such a mark on me that I had to put her in writing. So here she is. I call her Boadicea. I made a friend, a gorgeously crazy lady, wacky and wild, a real who loves you baby. She was sharp as a blade. She didn't beat herself up for mistakes that she made. She laughed in the face of defeat if it came and cursed the arrival of help just the same. She could quietly cause a major disaster, then light up the room with her joy and her laughter. A powerhouse and at times a reclusive. A darling who could turn very abusive. But what a teacher, and not for the faint-hearted. Disguising her fears in the fights that she started. A winner, a survivor, a real Boadicea. If ever in trouble, you know she'd appear. Unconventional and very intelligent. And kind, but with no room for sentiment. Her mind often played tricks with her vibe, scars from her past where she often would hide. But wow, she could kick that to the curb. I admired her resolve, her comeback superb. She's long in my past, but the memory's clear of that wonderful woman, that real Boadicea. The end.
Nice.
Okay, to finish, I've lost my space. Here we go. This is for all of us. You know, at times when it's been really crap sometimes, and life does that, doesn't it? This is for all of us at this time, or at that time. You have already won. Remember that time when you thought you were truly beat? You had nowhere to turn. You resigned yourself to defeat. It was a dark time, and it wasn't the first. Your struggles in life left their scars and they hurt. But you won. You came through. Those skies so grey eventually turned blue. Your strength within never let you down. Your smile eventually took that frown. That was you and nobody else. You dealt with those nightmares and all by yourself. You harness support. You gravitate with a will to survive. You're a winner, and that's why you're alive and living with the wisdom that you will overcome anything. Just like those battles you've already won. The end. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
I enjoyed that.
Thank you, Linda.
Okay. Zosie, are you back?
Thank you, Linda.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Well, he's not back yet. So we're next. We have Scott from UK as well.
I'm America.
America.
Yeah, from Texas.
Texas, wonderful.
Wonderful.
Been writing for the past 25 years, since 1995. I'm in Garland, Texas area. Write what I see, write what I know, I feel my heart, my soul. I have 4 collected books, 4 collected poems. First volume is from 1995 to 2003. Second volume is 2004 to 2009. The third volume is 2010 to 2015. And for the fourth volume is 2016 and 2019. Also have selected poems from 1995 to 2020. And have a free Kindle book promotion during COVID-19 due to global COVID pandemic. There'll be a free Kindle book promotion. It begins today for my selected poems, 1995 to 2020. It'll end August 6th. Don't miss it. Go to my page, my author's page on Facebook, and you'll find it that way. And view my poems.
Can you show us your books, Scott? Do you have them with you?
My book is in storage right now. Sorry. I'll read a poem from, this is a new poem I wrote last month. A river on a run. He sees it fall off a bridge. It hits the ground with a splish splash. Flowing fast, bubbling white, over rocks, plowing sand. He sees fish making ripples, skimming on its bed, pulling creatures behind. It joins with brooks and streams and more of its kind. On a stormy day, it would flow too, fast with waves crashing back and forth, ripping up plants, destroying animals, and even its very own bed, till it calms down and then slowly flows to its destination. That's it.
Wow.
Another new poem. Her life is a rose. She gives you this rose today. It holds her spirit and her life. If you love her, you will keep it. If it gets old and dies, don't let looks deceive you. The spirit is still left inside. If you take a petal and bury it, take care of it as you have taken care of her. It will live again, and you should. Love it as you have loved her. That's it.
Hey, that's
This poem is untitled. It's my 89th untitled poem. It'll be appearing in a collected poems book that's coming out next year, and it's like poems 1995 to 2021. Darkness is a thing. It knows you. It fills you, but you can't sense it. Darkness has a mind. It thinks of you, but you think of avoiding it. Darkness is an emotion. It desires. It needs. It needs you. It desires you, but you can't escape it. Darkness has a need, and it needs you, it wants you, it'll hurt you, and it'll haunt you. But if it senses you, it'll get you. That's all.
Wow.
Do you have
Another one.
another
Pardon?
piece? Do you have
What?
another piece?
Yeah, I have a couple more poems.
Please.
So, about race. As important as it may seem, it really is not. The obvious difference stands alone. You suddenly realize no two people are the same. It clearly symbolizes a rich history of tradition, worthy of your respect. Others look at you, then think the same. Beyond the book's cover, your stories are identical. That's all.
Oh.
It's really nice.
And one last poem, I wrote this morning. It's called Writing in the Sky. Watching the storm, it makes him think of writing in the sky, the ultimate pen and ink. Flash of brilliance, sometimes frightening, the skies ablaze, with strikes of lightning. Quietly, as he gazes in wonder, he hears the words in the sound of thunder. Words of freedom, speed and might, subtle hints written in the light. The exclamation point in blue, the art of flight, power and might, all at once come shining through. Thank you.
Oh.
I'm Scott Resper. I'm on Twitter. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Facebook. Just find me and follow me. I'm on Amazon. I have, of course, 5 books.
You can
Thank
all
you.
look at our links to our pages. That would be great.
Okay.
So we can all.
That'd be easier. Thanks.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Scott.
Okay.
Now we're moving to Darcy from Australia.
My name is Darcy Green and I'm from New Zealand, but I've lived in Australia for the last 35 years. And I'm of Scottish, Irish and Maori descent. And I have written a book about, it's called The Residue of Our Desires. And I wrote about, the residue left behind by certain desires that we of humankind have. And I think there's a lot to be addressed in our world. There's a lot going on. There's a lot that needs to be cleaned up. And I think we lack mindfulness in our world. So engrossed in profit and gain, we've forgotten about how to be kind and loving to each other and be mindful. So with that, I would like to read 2 poems from my book. I'm reading from the self-published copy because it's got bigger writings. So. Okay, the first poem is called Influenced by the West. I was born of 2 worlds, 2 cultures, both parting to me their knowledge. One still young and experimenting with creation. The other's aviation from generation to generation. One of biblical origin and scientific origination, and the other's ancestors' verse and universal personification. One of these worlds' answers constantly change, while the other finds more important the here and now exchange. There is much to be gained from these 2 worlds, and there is much to be wary of. Both present wonderment for investigation, and yet both can demand loyalties of ignorant obligations and abominations. One has a fascination with infinite existence, while the other lives day by day with inherent awareness. Not knowing lures the mind to endless theories, never truly satisfying most inquiries. The physical limitations of the old world are alleviated by the constructs of the new order. The new world's limitations are of an insatiable nature, and yet I am sure that within these 2 dungeons dwells a cure for our self-centered incarceration. The answer has always existed, but one world order has suffocated its emergence. One view, one religion, one ruling body, one education system, one aim, no shame. There are many in both worlds who have learned to adapt, but very few are free from the contaminated governing tree. So whatever you do, however you do it, first, take away the contamination by examination and take from the emergence of the two world knowledges to restructure the biased intelligence of our present day colleges. And it's the end, and
Nice.
that's the end of that. I wrote a saying with each poem, and the saying for that I wrote was, thanks to social media, our younger generations have become more aware of the greed and corruption behind the value system of their predecessors. Okay, my second poem is called Blame. The things I consider dear to me becomes most times so unclear to me, for they are the things that hurt most. Oh, why was I made their fiery host? Was I blinded by my affection, causing unwanted emotion and internal affliction? Or was I just ignorant and unwise, the cause of many a demise? When I search for a reason, who or what would inflict me this treason? Do I dare question little old me? Alas, where could I be? Or better to blame it on you than stand in my own shoes. Now, if I could mend it, what tools would I best tend it with? Maybe honesty, truth, and responsibility will give me peace of mind and transparency. I'll put wholesome thoughts at my prow and good intention behind my plow. I'll ponder thoughts of wise discernment, a mindful remedy for my attunement. How wonderful it would feel not to blame. Be gone the guilt and depressing shame, and a river of awareness to flow through the mire, confronting the unwanted residue of my desire. And okay. And the saying with that is, and the saying I wrote with that was, mankind is good at blaming his religion, his politics, his neighbor, his family, and still no answer in sight. Thank you, everybody, for listening, and I do hope my poems cause no offense to anybody.
Lovely poem.
Well done, Darcy.
It's beautiful stuff, man.
Beautiful.
But New Zealand, Australia, it's the same thing, right?
Yes. I'm in love with the women in wine. Wonderful people in Australia. Excuse that. I have a lovely wife from Australia. It's nice to be a part of this family. Thank you for doing this, Sally.
Thank you, Darcy.
Thank you. Great.
Very nice.
Okay, are you back?
Yes, I'm back. I'm so sorry for everything. I tried to get some privacy, but there was no connection, so I had to change the setup. I'm so sorry. Please accept my apology, everyone.
Welcome back, Ozzy.
Okay, I understand Darcy just finished, so we're on to Scott.
No, unfortunately, we're done with we finished
Scott Ransford.
Darcy and Linda.
Thank you. Yeah, I took some glimpses from Linda. That was lovely also. Scott Transfer, USA, author of the collected poems.
Yeah, you already did me earlier. I read earlier.
Yes.
Yes. Scott finished now.
You read
Yeah, I've already read.
So with Mickey, we're at Mickey Martinez.
Mikey
He's not
Martinez.
in. He's not in.
Not here. Okay, so we go to Natasha Kopas from UK.
Okay, so
Natasha, please.
history with the governmental agencies in England because of my childhood. So it led me to write a book about the indifferences of poverty and abuse and things, and drug addiction and alcohol addiction. And a lot of my poetry, I found the passion to always look. It drives me mad, my mind, because it's a very analytical mind, and it looks at current times and tries to depict different issues and possibly different versions of events and people's personalities and people's opinions of that current situation. And I can be a controversial poet, and I'm very new to all of this, so I appreciate all of you with your patience. With my tongue tying and whatnot, and my voice goes very jittery when I'm nervous. This is all very nerve-wracking for me. You're all amazing poets, so thank you, Sally, for allowing me the opportunity to come on and read. Okay, so I'll get on. This is called Confliction, and again, it's a bit personal to me because I'm trying to build a career, some sort of you know, life for myself. And I find that no matter what life I tend to go down, I'm very much involved with mental health. I find I'm conflicted with a lot of what they want me to do and preach and what is right to do and preach, if that makes sense. So I'll start. Conflicted personalities. Are these those who miss the top seat? Can't gain access to this concrete? Those with a soul whom can't be sold? Although some bold or vengeful, this is not balance or control. Those with religion from beginning, would it be left at the door to gain the top job? Those with a heart with one foot in the past, could they drop their compassion when a resemblance of them drops into their station? Some should just ask a simple question. What is the sentence, conflict of interest? If your heart plays a part in the job at hand, you're not welcome in that land. You're far too human to play a hand. You care, plan, and try to make change. Then a conflict of interest breaks the chain. Depending on the job aimed, this is wrong. I smell that pong. But you can't tell man how to run their domain. Bottom line, infiltration is a threat. Not just anyone will be trusted. Every country is protective. Wrong or right, let's not lose sight. Countries have their enemies. Top jobs are given to those with that loyalty. To the job at hand, above all else, be careful what you wish for. A soul has a pulse. The moment hits, you're going to be great. Wait, you pause, you flip more than 20 years on the education trip. How can I do this? A question whispers. What is this, a conscience? I'm conflicted. Walk the concrete or stay completed? Hello? Sorry.
That was beautiful.
You're all here.
That was beautiful.
And the second piece. Do I still have time? Sorry, have I taken time?
Not at all. Not at all, Natasha.
Can I do another one? Yeah.
No, you only took 2 minutes. Yeah, please.
Okay. So my second is empowerment. It's a very powerful word, I think, and we all have access to that, and we can gain that from many things around us. Empowerment. What is this word seen? One which is not measured by creed, although appears to be. Do you see what should be seen? Another terminology for peace and harmony. Empowerment can be gained from many things around unseen. The poor may find it through love, grit and loyalty, appreciating limited means. The rich may seek it through materialistic, lavishly spending, with love, laughter and some tragedy. Both could be measured equally. Empowerment, could it be? It starts with a seed of positivity from one's own individuality. A forest can become from a seed. Are we the garden, a forest eventually? Can we entwine these, humanity with planetary? No need to choose one to lose. Empowerment flows from parent to child. From each other it grows into beauty, becoming the next generation, love, harmony, creation. Empowerment sounds so much like environment. Could it be we draw the seeds from the balances around us, birds, butterflies and bees, our loved ones' individual qualities, regardless of differences. This confirms all unique, a significant ingredient to the planet's ecosystem. Acknowledgement of the you and your life's creation. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. This may not be the vision of the greater. Empowerment starts with you. Recognize it takes two. Mind and heart are rhythm infused. Empowerment calls to you. Your vision is also true. They were your shoes. Go ahead, go find you. Don't be afraid of judgment finding you. Love you. The end.
Well done.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. Luke. I don't know if he's here. Luke Emsley.
That's
Yes,
me.
I-
It's me.
Hi. Hi,
Hello
Luke.
there. Can you all hear
Luke
me?
from
Okay?
Luke from UK, author of Beyond Daylight.
That's right.
Please, you have the mic. Thank you.
Yes, yeah. And just want to say a massive thank you to Sally for the invite and putting this event on. It's been absolutely lovely listening to you guys so far. Yeah, so I've written a book called Beyond Daylight. It's a crime thriller. It's a piece of fiction that's available on Amazon. And to promote that book, I started on Instagram writing poetry to try and promote that book. But the poetry took off in itself, and now I'm a bit addicted to poetry. Please, I'm on at Lemsley Novels, but I realise that's my name that I've put here on Zoom because I'm good with technology now. So please follow me on Instagram. I love reaching out and networking with other poets. So come and find me on there. I'll happily follow you and support you. And I'll crack on with my. I've got 4 short poems for you. Beyond Daylight has now been submitted to literary agents in the UK, and that's a really daunting, horrible thing to do, and I was feeling really defensive, so I wrote this poem. In your lukewarmth I burn. I wear your nonchalance like black blue bruising on the thinnest of skin. As you lazily leaf through these pages, these lines that make up the sum of all that is mine, can you not find anything more than apathy in that yawn of yours, for it roars? Thanks for the submission, it just isn't for us. And you kick another entire empire to dust. Thank you. Thank you. A lot of my poetry is promotes mental health awareness. I think it's a massive problem in the world today that a lot of us can relate to. And so, yeah, a lot of my poetry will champion mental health issues. So this next piece is called She Overthinks. She overthinks. She couldn't find her socks, so vanished into a labyrinth of wasps, sharp rocks, her self-sabotage like electric shocks. Because such is the nature of overthinking. So, thanks for nothing, fucking socks. Thank you. And I apologise for the swear word there. It was a bit of a... I forgot because I'm a bit nervous, but I was going to give you a bit of a disclaimer that there's a bad word in that one. But yeah. So a few years ago, I had a relationship that was very important to me, and I was in love with this woman, and it was a relationship that could not be. And this next piece is called Lament, for a German girl of Turkish descent. There are tears that, even in these metrosexual days, erode something within my own sense of what it is to be a man. And I fight like a trapped rat just to delay the inevitable. Stay another night, I plead. Tomorrow, you and I can go to London together. My friends will put us up, I'm sure. She is sold on the romance of it all. Feverish, I snatch up and clutch hard the receipt, times one hopeless romantic gesture paid in full. I have bought 2 more nights in which tenderly we entwine, twice more together, and I know she only comes like the daylight into the night must go. I stayed by her side as long as I could, on heavy, reluctant feet, in taxi, on bus. Nothing existed then but her, and the slow, looming despair of this lonely, new-forming understanding of us. Through passport control she passed, and that was as far as I could go. The inevitable arrived as a bottomless void into which I would be swallowed just as soon as she turned away from her last glance back, and then she was gone. I will never see her again. And in such ways, love's cruelty is a most barbarous blade. Thank you. And,
That was beautiful.
thank you very much. Finally, one last poem to finish off. It's quite short. I think there's an awful lot of difficulty and trouble and horrible things in the world, but it's up to you and us as individuals to try and find the beauty out there. This is called I See Goldfinches. I see goldfinches, they flit on the breeze with a grace like calligraphy. At a roadside, an obese man screams ugliness at his wife. She just smokes and scowls and scratches her arse, whilst her offspring kicks heads off daffodils. On ambiguous borders, more wars begin. And death grins, and death drinks, bottomless refills and all you can eat. Still, with the finesse of the flick of a fine painter's wrist, somewhere goldfinches flit. Thank you.
It's really nice. Really lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. That was beautiful. Can we move to Odile Rose from Canada, author of The One Reason?
Hi, everyone. Thank you
Please.
so much, Sally, for asking me to participate. I'm actually super excited about this.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm trying to just get my book opened. I'm the author of The One Reason. I'm a romance author, and I have written a romance novel from a male's perspective. And I'm currently right now working on writing a novel on her perspective. So my first novel is, even though it's fictional, it's still inspired through life events. And I'll start by just reading my introduction, and I'll read a little passage of it. So, they say everything happens for a reason, although I never understood that expression well enough. I used to think it was a way of finding comfort, a way to make sense of things, a way to ease the pain of today by giving hope for tomorrow. It promises that one day you will have your answer. You will know why things happen the way they did and not any differently. You can't linger in the past. Time will pass. We become sidetracked and maybe even a little blind to it. We get distracted with life. What about when two hearts collide? Is there a purpose for two souls to meet? Can anything in life truly be a coincidence? Is it something more powerful than us? Are some things simply written in the stars? You see, something terrible happened in my life, only for me to realize in time that it all had to take place. I will tell you a story that happened for a reason. So that was my intro. I'll read a little passage from the book, and then I'll just read a few or a couple poems that I have written.
Please.
What is it that you want to know, she asks. My thoughts take me straight to her scar. I wonder why she's so reluctant to open up to me about it. Is it a bad memory she's trying to block from that horrific accident she had when she was a child? I want to know everything about her. Every time I look into her eyes, there's so much that's still unclear. My mother is right. A person's life story lives in their eyes. I lean back against my seat and sigh. Where's the scar from? So that's a little passage that I have from my book.
Nice.
Nicely done.
Thank you so much.
It was lovely.
I'll read a few poems that I started writing poetry when I was 12 years old, and I always journal. So this first poem is about how magical moments happen in silence. The dim lighting recedes to the chandelier as your devotion fills the expansion of the room. Your adoration needs no words. Every syllable of love lingers in the language of your eyes as I watch you capture mine. Our auras collide before we even touch. Everything stands still in time while you beckon me over to you. My heart dips into your hands, feeling the fall, and I plummet deeply and utterly in love with you in the loudest moment of silence. That was my first poem.
Nice.
That was beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful.
Thank you. My next poem is, the way I have it is going through the emotional waves of a healing journey. I inhale a deep breath, feeling it squeeze its way down my chest. Staring further in space, I find a long road ahead. Despite the thick fog, my feet keep taking their steps. My vision is clouded and some turns are sharp. An uneven pavement has me stumble across several bumps, reminding me to slow down along my way. As dark as night, with unknown street names, I feel frightened on the journey, forcing my eyes to remain wide open, while I tune the noise down in my head to a sweeter song. I feel the groove in my heart become a slower dance. I gradually make my way out of the mystic air. I see the brightness of your soul shine through the gloom, making me stop and exhale. That was my poem. Thank you. Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Beautiful.
My next
Do you have
poem,
another poem?
I do. I have a couple more. If I exceed my time frame,
Please, please.
let me know.
Yes, please.
Thank you. This next
You're
poem,
fine. Sorry.
this next poem is in regards to falling into a dream or what it's like to be in a dream. All was dimmed around us, and I'm unaware of my surroundings. There you were, standing so close to me that I could hear you breathing. Your face was blurred, your eyes were unclear. I feel the palm of your hands touch my skin, gliding up my arm and over my shoulder. Your lips collide with mine and I can taste your mouth. Time had suddenly elapsed, that it made every second start to gently fade away. The moment felt so real, but it was ephemeral. My eyes flick open to the sunlight barely cracking through the blinds. Coming to terms with the morning hour as you vanished with the night. I awoke back to my day dreaming of you. That's when I realized my favorite place to be is in a reverie. That was it.
It's nice.
Am I still okay for one more?
I hope so.
Yeah? Awesome. Okay.
Yes, please.
This poem is about when you miss the one you love. I'm all about the romance. Okay. I took the slowest steps down the hallway to my bedroom. I stood still at the door with my hand holding onto the knob. Scrolling down memory lane with you, I opened my eyes to an empty space. It was in that moment when every part of my being missed you. I could still feel your touch, as if every fingertip of yours caressed my soul. My mind brought me back to the hollowness of my world. Now I know how real love can clench on, even when the only thing left of you is your ghost. That was... Thank you. I can finish it off with just another small little short poem. This one's actually just a few lines. This one is called Take My Hand and Sway With Me. Come closer and take me by the hand. Pull me into you while we take this dance. Press chest to chest in this moment of arrest. I'm held captive by your embrace as I stare and memorize your face.
Nice.
Thank you so much. I wasn't sure how many poems to select because I wasn't sure if I'm going to be able to fit them all in my time frame.
That's beautiful.
Thank you so much, everyone.
My connection is terrible. I hope you're hearing me.
Yeah.
So
Thank you. We're hearing you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Sally, سامعني?
Thank you, Audrey.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Sally. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Adelie.
Nice.
Great one.
Appreciate it.
Zosie, are you there? Zosie, are you there? Okay, great.
Hello.
Zosie, we can't hear you.
Okay, is Sultan Toher from Saudi Arabia? Is he here? Sally?
No,
I can't
he's not.
see him.
No,
Okay,
he's
so
not.
we move to Kimberly Black Day from USA, published poet through Train River Publications.
Also, she's not in yet. However, she confirmed that she's coming, so we keep her to the end. Okay?
Okay, Sally Sanson. Sally Sanson, Egyptian-Canadian poet, actress, and presenter. Please, Sally.
Hi.
Hi, Sally.
Thank you. Hello, I'm the other Sally here. As always, it's lovely to be here. Yes, can everyone hear me okay?
Yes, perfect.
Yeah, we can.
Okay, fantastic. So I am an actress and I'm a singer and a radio host. That's what I do. I've been writing poetry my whole life, and I took a bit of a break from everything, really. A while ago, I was married, and a couple of years ago, my marriage came to an end. And it's been a process of dissecting and sort of dealing with what happened and, you know, trying to understand my own responsibility in that and how if you don't approach a relationship as a whole person and you approach a relationship as half a person, you will never be able to make yourself or the person that you're with happy. And you find yourself in toxic love cycles. So what I've been doing is I've been writing a poetry book that's divided into two sections, death and life, sort of the life of a phoenix. And death is the portion, that section of poems has a lot to do with the brokenness and the lack of self-worth and the pain and the cycles that you find yourself running in. And then the life section of it has a lot to do with, you know, finding you know, the worth in your voice and the value of who you are and all those things. So I'm gonna try to read if I don't lose my phone, I'm gonna try to read 3 poems. The first one is called Hi, I'm Here, an Ode to Toxic Love. Hi, I'm here. I breathe, I ache, I fight, I fake smiles all the while, dispelling hate, believing in love and fate, hoping one day you'll wake and see my heart break every time you walk away. Hi, I'm here. I fight with fear. I wipe my tears. I negotiate and steer myself closer, nearer to you, to true love. I think that we're clear and oh so sincere, and then you go and disappear. Hi, I'm here. I know it hurts when things don't work. Heart of an introvert, daring to flirt. Alarms, alerts, trigger the quitter. Cause disconcert, cause you to divert. Disaster averted? Hi, I'm here. I silently wonder. I speechlessly hunger. I cleverly linger, incessant overthinker. I turn, I burn under the covers. My epileptic heart shudders, violently shivers. Hi, I'm here, playing hide and seek, romantic freak, both bold and meek. I turn the other cheek, you shoot, you brute, hide behind conceit, always in the driver's seat, and I lay down and admit defeat. Hi, I'm here, I surrender to love, from the depths of hell or up above, caught in the push and shove, getting a hold of my sanity so casually, beckoning me to come, draw me in, I succumb, wrapped around your thumb, I crumble, to warnings, I am deaf and numb. Hi, I'm here, I feel, I'm near, I see you, I'm weak, hi, I'm here, whenever you choose, this is where I'll be. Hey, I'm here, hey, I'm here, hi, I'm here for you, always. Thank you. That's the first one.
Wow.
Your performance is epic.
Thank you. Thank you. I started off by saying I'm an actress, so you guys can't give me too much credit.
But this is from the heart. I mean, I could feel this. I feel it coming from within.
Yeah.
So strong.
Exactly.
Thank you. Well, the second poem that I'm going to read to you is kind of a confrontation between me and myself. It's called A Reckoning, a Rebirth. You sad little expectant girl, why do you sit and wait? Who do you wait for and why? Why does another command your heart and fate? Sitting around, jumping electrified every time a door opens. Face falling every time a door closes, feeling unwanted, unseen, unchosen. I know you want to feel it, that consuming, changing, loving feeling, but you're looking for water in a dry well, begging for a remedy from someone who needs healing. It's time now, and you can sense that remaining is no longer the correct course. Rise and run, rise inside for yourself, for love, and stop the hurt that you continually sadistically inflict on yourself if no one else does. The others have escaped. It's you who waits because you believe in ideals of loyalty and trust. Why are you giving freely that which demands to be earned? Why don't you know your worth, you sad and stupid little girl? Rise up, get up, walk out, run away, push back, fight back, speak up, find your way. Back to you, back to truth, back to integrity and dignity. Stop accepting crumbs, you queen, a banquet is spread before thee. You are being treated the way you first treated yourself. Reconnect with that inner goddess. Come off the back burner, off the shelf. Center stage is where you belong. Grip these lessons close to your bosom. A sad, stupid, expectant girl no more. Rise up, rise a wise, fierce, uncompromising woman. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And I'll read one final one if I still have time, if that's okay.
You definitely do.
Yes.
All right, fantastic. This one I actually wrote today, this morning, actually. And this one is quite heavy, I would say. It's There's been a lot of news in certainly here in Egypt, where I'm from, a lot of headlines about things like sexual harassment and sexual abuse. And there's not a woman that I know that has not been impacted by sexual violence in any way or form. And they say 1 in 3 women in her lifetime will be beaten and raped. And so these things have been on my mind. And so I wrote this poem from the position of a victim of sexual abuse in all its forms. So here it is. It's called Dead Man Walking. A pressure builds up in my head or in my heart, I do not know. A pressure presses me down, pushing my face into the dirt, into the hole that I am digging to bury myself alive in. Who shall I survive for anyway? For you who never saw me? For you who sent me away? For me, the girl with hopes and dreams who cried herself to sleep, begging to be seen, begging to be believed, when she screamed in a voice that shook the earth and threatened to reverse its axis, who wanted you to recognize her worth, but all you saw was her past, and you judged her by a standard that you yourself do not uphold. Hypocrite, how dare you judge me? How dare you scold? How dare you be so bold? This tale told 1,000,000 times, spirit crushed. Mercilessly you thrust aside my love as I clamber towards you, begging for hugs and kisses to validate my very existence. My only one grabs my hair and places my face down in forced reverence at your dirty feet, and my tears cannot wash the shame or the pain that I am covered in, so I welcome the dirt and place it on my head and body to hide the stains. For I do not fear the grave I burrow with these nails. I fear a life of loneliness and sorrow, a life so hollow it does not matter, a life not remembered today, much less tomorrow. So keep your foot on my neck. Keep your love locked in your chest, locked away with your humanity, never a resident, always a guest. And tell me when I am turned into a garden of bright roses and dancing dandelions, when I flow in the rivers and quench a parched traveler's thirst, when your time comes and you too start declining. Was being a monster worth it? Was plucking innocence with 2 fingers fulfilling? Or were you always a dead man walking, just pretending to be one of the living? Thank you.
That was powerful. Really powerful.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sally. We have Deepa Sikri from USA.
By the way, I think Sultan is signed in.
We'll go with Deepa first.
All right.
Sure.
Hi everyone. I'm the US, and I am grateful to Sarah Mohammed for introducing me to this platform. Thank you so much, Sally, for having me today. So I have been writing poetry for about, I would say about 4 years. I'm not a published author. I mean, all of you are pretty amazing. I feel like poetry comes from, from our souls, and, just like everybody else over here, I feel like when I'm going through something particularly difficult or something, is not quite right, and I feel down and low, that's when I feel my best stuff comes forward. So basically what happens is I could be driving, I could be in the shower, and I just get a flash of, it could be a single word, an idea, and I'm able to then, go from there and go ahead and write some stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and read you a few pieces that I've written over the years. Some of this stuff, I went back, I revisited, and I improvised a little bit. So the first piece I'm going to read to you is called You Will Rise in Love. Why do they say we fall in love? Is it because it tests you like nothing else? Is it because it will break your heart? Is it because it will diminish your spirit? Is it because when it fails, we feel physical pain? Is it because it's sweet poison? We all know it brings with it infinite emotions. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. We all crave it, whether we accept this fact or not. Nobody wants to die without having experienced it. It's probably the strongest force on earth. It can challenge and defeat everything else. Many a battle has been fought for love. Many tears have been shed for love. What hasn't happened for this thing called love? Time has it stamped on it from whenever it started. Our hearts have it stamped on them as soon as we arrive here. Why can't we rise in love? Why have we failed at this? Let's try. Let's try today. Let's try tomorrow. And the day after. You'll rise in love. You'll rise in love. The end. And then my next piece is called Heroes, and this is something I came up with, recently with COVID-19. It's everywhere. It's ravaged, every country, every continent, and I just feel that there's so many people who are out there helping all of us, and I just feel that they need, they deserve the recognition that we're giving them, and there will be many heroes who we don't even know about, and they've just come, they've done their thing. So this poem is dedicated to them. It's called Heroes. Have you met a hero? Were they wearing a cape? Did he look like you? Was she beautiful like you? They walk amongst us. They are us, quietly forging forth and fighting unknown battles, their own battles, battles of their loved ones. They're quiet and they're strong until someone who notices them comes along. They don't blow their own trumpets. Someone quietly observes and then publicizes them. Some cross over without ever being recognized. It's you and it's me. It's all of us, can't you see? Appreciate them all. We're all worthy of that pat on the back. I mean, why not? We're here. We're breathing. We're here. We're living. We're here. We're fighting our battles. We're here. We're our very own heroes. Give yourself a round of applause. Take a bow. Be your very own hero. Do it. Do it now. The end.
Lovely.
So my next piece is, thank you. My next piece is called I'm a Kaleidoscope. And this, I think, stems from, all those feelings we have when we are feeling broken, we're not at peace with ourselves, we have those, I don't know about everybody else, but I have times when, I just don't feel good about myself. And then, you reflect and you think about how much you've been through, you think about how much you're going to go through, and you realize how strong you really are. So this one is called I'm a Kaleidoscope. I will gather all my pieces of broken plastic, glass, and stone. I will be put together. I'm going to transition into something beautiful because I'm a kaleidoscope. Pressure beautifies things. Stress beautifies things. Anxiety beautifies things. Sadness beautifies things. The end product is beautiful beyond belief because I'm a kaleidoscope. If you don't gather my shattered pieces, I'm perfectly able to do so. At the end of it all, I'm my own hero. I will prevail. I'm stronger than I know because I'm a kaleidoscope. So next time you look through me, don't feel sorry for me. I'm strong and resilient, albeit I'm made from shattered pieces of stuff. This just goes to show how something broken can also be something beautiful because I'm a kaleidoscope. The end. And I think I have two more. So this is a really cool one. that I enjoyed writing. It's called The Sun and His Moon. He might be smaller than him, but every evening she manages to swallow him with her deep embrace. She manages to overshadow his radiance. She manages to make him hers every single night. He loves his slumber with a deep embrace. His enormity gets to rest. He gets to rest. Nobody is judging him at this time. Nobody is expecting anything from him at this time. He can just be. This is exactly what he needs in this moment, to just be. And then, just like that, the tide turns. He awakens with a rage to take over and dominate everything that comes in his path. Why does he have to do this? Why does he feel like he needs to prove himself every single day? He loves her darkness. She loves him just as he is. She loves him when he just is. Yet, he goes through the cycle even though all he really wants is her embrace. He devours everything, but she devours him so lovingly. Oh, what games they play with each other, the sun and his moon. The end.
Nice.
Beautiful. My last one is actually called poetry because that's what we're all doing today. So here goes. Poetry. Weaving words like magic, sometimes ecstatic, sometimes tragic. Say it. What do you want to express? Are you okay or a beautiful mess? Write your heart out. Let your heart sing its song. Who cares if it's boring and long? Hey you, this is for you. This is for your healing. This is for your unrelenting spirit. Poetry is a gift we all should use after enduring the world's unnecessary abuse. They will mock you. Leave them at it. This is your safe retreat. Nobody is judging you here. This is for you. Go ahead, sing your heart's song. The end.
Nice.
Nice. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I'm enjoying this. Thank you so much, Sally. Thank you.
Thank you. Really enjoying your poems as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
I see that Zazie is no longer around, so I just have to move on. I would like to welcome Sultan Ayaz from Saudi Arabia. It's lovely to have you, Sultan.
Yeah, thank you, Sally. It's really lovely to be here with all these amazing people. I really hope we can enjoy this lovely session, and thank you again for your kind invite.
Pleasure's all mine. Sultan is the author of Crossing Thoughts. We'd like to listen about what you have to say about your book.
Yeah, thank you, Sally. I started writing since I was like 14 years old. Then I started my first novel when I was in college. That was like in 2013. Then I published my novel locally in Saudi Arabia in 2017. 2019, my first book with Olympia Publisher and become an ebook. And hopefully soon it will be a paperback during the next year, inshallah. And regarding, to be honest, I didn't write poems in a while or a long time because I was more into novels and drama and horror. But I have something I have written in a while and I will share it with you right away. This one is called I Can Hear Your Voice. I hope you like it. In the midst of the night, I woke up when everyone else was asleep. I opened my window and stared at the starless sky, wondering why the moon is all alone. But despite its loneliness, it's still shining bright like a sun in the morning. I can hear your voice in the depth in your silence, crying out for someone to take you away. From all that chaos, despair, and ignorance, let me be the one who show you the way. My heart throbs every time I am in your presence. Your radiant smile captivates me and makes me feel as if I am in heaven. I cannot hold back my desire to set you free and show you how beautiful this world can be. Indulge in your serenity. I cannot reach out for you, even if it took me an eternity. I will always be, I would never give up on you, because I can always hear your voice. The end. That's the only poem I have for tonight, and I hope you all like it.
Want to have another poem to share?
To be honest, no, I barely got this one, but others I only have short stories and stuff, and will be take too long to read. So maybe this one will suffice for tonight.
Okay, thank you. That was great. Thank you, Sultan.
Thank you, Sally. Thank you.
Zosi, are you back? Okay. Next, we're having Tim Albert. Tim Albert from Nigeria. Hello, Tim.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. I want to use this opportunity to say a big thank you to Sally for having me over. Well, I've actually been writing poem for quite a while now. Back in school, poetry to me has always been a way to pour out suppressive emotions, both negative and positive. I like to think my poetry is a means by which I give life to emotions with words. Sometimes we all need someone to listen to and not judge us. And so poetry, that's poetry for me, is the safe haven. Well, I grew up reading a lot of poetry works, including Lord Byron, Wole Soyinka, and John Pepper Clark. These writers are my biggest influence in poetry. And I must say most of my poems focuses on emotional feelings from different perspectives. I try to use poetry as a form of communication of different emotions with the general public. I don't have a published work, maybe sometime soon, but as for now, none. Well, I'll be reading 3 pieces today, and one is titled, this piece is titled George Floyd. It was a piece I wrote after reading about the George Floyd incident and watching the video clip in support of the Black Lives Matter. So here is it. That lone beast of the night has come calling on my soul, cajoled with system control, with no thought for my flow, slaved, oppressed, now exiled, fún ìgbà tí Ọlọ́run mi, mocking mob view as king cast lot for my apparels. Stand back, the order my children see for 3 a time. Our skin are just similar. Look closely, it's not the same. We are black skin shades. We are black skin shades. Judged for the skin color, not for deeds. So a nail is put to the neck, a calf for a slaughter, wailing for 8 minutes and 40 seconds in public gaze for the entire world to see. I cry in truthful defiance. I beg, shivering in ungodly fear. I cannot breathe. Please, the neck is in my neck, the knee in my neck. My stomach hurts, my neck hurts, everything hurts. Don't kill me, Mama. Last word of George Floyd. The end.
Wow.
Thank you. Well, this piece is it's titled To a Fading Beauty. This piece I wrote just thinking about bad decisions we humans we tend to make 90% of the times is like we're practically repeating the same mistake all over again, especially in our youthful days. Beauty has gone with her flirty dance steps, arising admiration for angels and envy from devils. She has gone in Alara's steps. She has gone on dancing with Pandora's box. Issue smiles from the dark. Mischievous thoughts twinkle in his lusty grey eyes. Praise for her every turn and twist, with held breath from friends and foes alike. She gives no heed of the hypocritical solid ground she takes her tune on. Gracefully she danced to the melody of the sirens, with death for a companion. Caution beacons on her from his safe podium. She heeds not and trots on. Alas, she has kicked a bucket. Her tongue as spears are filth. Without grace, graceful beauty falls on a sinking ground. She has fallen, spilling Pandora's box. Issue smiles from the dark as angels shake their head woefully. The end. Well, do I still have time for one more? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. This is a kind of a romance, a bit of a romance, you know. Like the star meets the cloud, so I miss you till day breaks. What is this? Why do I long for you? I offer you out without a price. Now I want you. Chai, I am too penniless to buy you back. I hunger for you like the earth thirsts for the rain to fall on a red Oba earth. I go to the citadel of knowledge to bury this anguish of mine, but all I want is you. How did I become a prisoner once again? How do I escape again? Am I to be crucified for a crime not committed? You doggedly came into my soul and diffused into the very essence of my soul. Be my, I beg of thee, or let me go. Thank you.
Next, we have Amira Abdelgawed from Egypt. And Amira is working on her new book, Sophia. Please, Amira.
Hi, everyone. I started writing when I was like 16 or 17, around this time. And then I stopped due to the busyness of life and bringing up children and stuff. And then I started writing again since 2014. I have a collection of small poems and about 20,000 words, but I'm not published yet. And I hope Sophia will see the light soon. Mostly my poems are about divine love and the connection between all beings, like the creation of God and the unity between them and the harmony between souls and the creation in general. So I hope you enjoy them. And I'll put my timer on, so we'll start now. Unfold the secrets of your creation. What's the spell of this magic potion? The kind of love that makes seeds grow and flowers bloom, that makes the leaves fall down and fall, yet still grateful for the trees, that makes mothers bend and kneel for their children's embrace, stay awake all night with no complaints, with full heart's faith, that makes streams flow to rivers and rivers to seas, that makes people foresee the truth of this reality, that binds souls in knots of love despite of the despite of the time they spend apart, that makes love flow despite the distance between the shadows of their hearts, that brings contentment in a silent prayer and makes forgiveness dwell in the midst of the scars of our hearts, that makes us secretly accept exactly where we are. Teach me your secrets, I strive to know. All this love described is you.
Nice.
مدد.
Thank you. Okay, this one is about a circle like this one we're having for poetry, or other circles of light that we get to enjoy in our lives. So, and here it is. How do you feel when love surrounds? Accepted, contained, fulfilled, or just filled with divine presence? One cannot compare with what else fills. How do you feel when you're in a circle of truth? Freed like a bird? Appreciate where you stand? Where is this truth? Fly me to their land. How will you feel when this all ends? Content? Or will you dwell on the scattered pieces you've shared with them and their pieces they've shared with you? Free? Or will you dwell? Where are the pieces I've left behind of me? How will you know you found the truth? Trust me, you will know. And even if not, the truth will find you.
الله. تجمعت الأضداد في واحد البهى، إليه البهى والقبح بالنفس راجع.
Thank you.
جميل أمير.
Thank you. Okay, this one is a bit long. Beyond the sound of the crashing waves, there is a voice that I crave. A voice of wisdom, a voice of truth, a voice of tenderness wrapped in grace. Beyond the sound of the crashing waves, there is a voice with such embrace. Beyond the crowd, there is a wishful sound, where all what feels like shelter bounds, where all my armor shields fall down. Beyond the sound of the crashing waves, there is a heart that aches, an eye that yearns to the depth you hold in your embrace. A hand that barely knows your touch, and an eye that hardly sees your face. Behind the sound of the crashing waves, there is a soul longing beyond the seas, a depth of love greater than oceans, and a heart that worn on her sleeves, offering masses of devotion.
Lovely.
This one is for poets who all poets will relate. In lonely nights, I'm wrapped in poetry and warmed in dreams. With dawn, I hear a whisper in act, but a cry in essence. I love you, but I need to go. Then again by noon, I daydream. Okay. This one is romance, I guess. They taught us love is blind. They lied. Only love has eyes. So close is the sun and the early morning rays, so close as the moon in the darkest shades of dawn. Like day and night we are, like 1,000 miles apart. I cease to look for you, my love. I find you in my heart. Thank you.
Thank you, Amira.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You have time for another
I think,
poem.
yes, yes. You might believe you are collected, composed, defined, until you crumble, stumble, and scatter. You might believe your words are flowing streams until your rivers run dry. You might believe you are the seas, the oceans, and the skies until you understand that only in your nothingness you are divine.
Bravo, Amira.
Thank you.
Bravo, Amira.
Thank you.
Lovely.
Thank you. So I think I have a few lines to go and still have time. This is about the moon. I'm in love with the moon in specific, and the sea, of course, but the moon is very special and you can always find it in my poems. So this is like the moon is talking to God. I soaked and simmered in your light until it filled me. What's in my hands if I just glowed? Shining your love right down on me. Pardon me, Lord, if I overflowed. I am merely a vessel bearing your truth. One more story to be told.
Whoa. Lovely.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, and thank you everyone for listening. Thank you, Sally.
Thank you.
Thank you, dear.
We have Vintana Suji from Sweden.
Yeah. Hi. Hello, everyone.
Hello, dear.
Myself, Suji. I'm basically passionate in writing some quotes, inspiration wordings, and stories, but I haven't published any book so far. I hope I make it soon. Actually, thank you for giving this opportunity to me to read out my wordings. This is I don't know if you call this as a poetry or something, but I just wrote. This is for someone who is insecure and they keep comparing themselves with others. So this is just a little try to make people understand everyone is beautiful in their own way, and just enjoy being you. So it's I was nobody until I started loving myself more, but I'm somebody since I started living for me. I was not me until I stopped comparing myself to someone, but I'm definitely proud of me ever since I realized my worth. Now I'm someone who always feels proud of being me. The moment you recognize your worth, the moment you start loving you more than anything else, the more happier you are forever. Be you, believe in you, be a better version of you. That's it. Short. And yeah. And days ago, I wrote a short wordings about this COVID, just to understand about 2020. So it's 2020, a year to cherish rather to skip, a year that reminded us to be responsible, a year that showed us fear and pain, a year that brought change in our lifestyle, a year that gave chance to us to live the life which we missed while chasing the routine. Finally, a year that made us strong. 2020, a year we learned to live with what we have. So, yeah, this is just wordings I wrote from my experience and the from surroundings. That's it.
Beautiful stuff.
Thank you. That's it. I don't have anything more to share.
Well, thank you for sharing.
Yes. Thank you.
Next, we have Sarah from Egypt.
Okay, I'll try to take it from there. Hi. Sam's Corner from France.
We're on Sarah now.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm totally the connection.
It's okay.
Okay, sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
Sarah, we can hear you. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. I'm sorry I joined a bit late. I had a mix-up with the time.
Okay.
So I've been writing for a couple of years. They're mainly just random thoughts that come to mind. They could be inspired by a conversation with somebody, a friend talking about something, reading a book. So just everything around me. Recently, I've been by the seaside for about a month. So today I'll be reading a few things about related to the sea. Just as I sit and watch the sunset or something. And I've tried to make them a bit longer than my ramblings last time, so I'll read a few for you. Okay. Sometimes I once stood like a rock, strong, proud, and tall, until you came and changed it all. Sometimes you were calm and gentle.
Sarah.
Filling my cracks with your tenderness. Sometimes you were wild and harsh, crashing and crushing me. Year after year, wave after wave, all small, easily blown away, no longer standing tall, but always ready to break down and fall. Okay, this is my first one.
Sarah, do you mind repeating your poem? Because we have to hear it. Sarah?
Seems like she's having signal issues.
Hello?
Hello? Sarah?
Hello, sorry, I'm sorry, the connection.
We lost you for a bit, Sarah.
Oh, should I start again?
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay, so I was saying my poems right now are mainly about the sea.
Yeah.
Okay. I once stood tall like a rock, strong, proud, and tall, until you came and changed it all. Sometimes you were calm and gentle, filling my cracks with your tenderness. Sometimes you were wild and harsh, crashing and crushing me. You'd leave, breaking and taking pieces of me. Year after year, wave after wave, all that remained were glistening sands that were weak and small, easily blown away, no longer standing tall, but always ready to break down and fall. That's my first one. Thank you. Okay, this next one, also inspired by the sunset. As she inched closer and closer, spreading her liquid gold, like arms that wish they could hug you, calm you, and fill you with your warmth, the less she shone. Soon enough, she was engulfed in your raging waters, and instead of filling you with her warmth, she plunged ever so quickly, and all that was left behind was the dark. Not all sunsets are romantic. My next, thank you. Sorry, my writing is usually quite short. I'm trying to make it a bit longer. Okay, this one is about growing old. Don't hide those lines. They show all the years of laughter, hopes, fears, and fallen tears. Don't hide those lines. They tell a story of all the times you wanted to cry.
Oh.
But it's you. And that's the most and unique, beautiful parts of you.
Sarah, can you repeat that again?
One more.
I'll end with just one.
Sarah, can you
Should I repeat that one?
Yes, please.
Okay. Don't hide those lines. So this is about Botox and stuff. Okay. Don't hide those lines. They show all the years of laughter, hope, fears, and fallen tears. Don't hide those lines. They tell a story of all the times you wanted to cry, but instead you continued to try. Don't hide those lines. They make you, you. And that's the most unique and beautiful part of you.
Oh.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll end with two very short ones. They're just random thoughts. For a minute or two, let's forget about me and you. Look outside and you'll see it's never about being on one side or going with the tide. sometimes it's just listening to what's really going on inside. And my last one, when your reasoning is a mess and things don't make any sense, if you let down your defense, you might just realize that losing control can sometimes be a bless. Thank you. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Up next, we have Aditi Jain from India.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm 18 years old, and I guess I'm the youngest one here. So I attended another one of these open mics with Sally herself. So thank you, Sally, for the opportunity and for calling me this time. So I just finished my high school, and after my high school, I started sending out emails to different publishers, and I've been writing poetry ever since I was in, I guess, fifth grade. I used to write about burgers and pizzas back then, and slowly it turned into some sort of a passion. And I realized that writing poetry will be my own private space. Um, so today I'll be okay. I have to say this. When I came in, I just feel so intimidated tonight because all of these people and all of these strong words and powerful poetry. And I had this doubt if I wanted to speak out this one particular poem I'd written for a friend who I had a difficult situation with a couple months back. And it's his birthday today, and it's a different situation. But then I heard the poetry from Sally and everyone else and how vulnerable they were, and I decided to just go for it. It's love and faith, and it's about how you don't need one to be physically there to love them. After you and I have left to ascend, all that remains is the heart and mind. The progenies of these two shall stay, for only they can bear to echo again. If these really are the only beings in our lives, I come to the question, my dirt friends. Why, oh why, in the absence of kith mud, we then turn blind to our own ways? Why are we saddened at all when all companionship needs is the idea of them, that idea who we may allow for our minds to fashion and hearts to adore? I ergo conjecture for you and me to free our race of pain and agony. Incited by body touch, we must look beyond this plain symphony. Of this simple touch, I do not deny the gravity, but of the heart and its church, I do accent the superiority. It's the only choice left with torn members like you and me to release selves from the bonds and gain the nirvana of which we are bereft. To surmise my attention that keeping you sane, I shall again speak of the truth. To have one's presence in your life, we don't need one alone. You only need to live it with invincible love and faith to drive. Thank you.
Nice. Well done.
So my second poem is about omens, and I wrote this when I read the book The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, and I realized how often we find ourselves in this dilemma with choosing between if our karma makes our destiny or if destiny is written beforehand. So it goes. Neither you nor me choose to trust the silent melody. We step on the landmines and blame on heavens the calamity. If easy were to believe in magic, unicorns would run through fields. If easy were to believe in destiny, chimerical would be the poems we heat. Thus here we stand, waiting for each other to understand what we deemed as pitfalls clouding our fate were only but omens instead. The only work left undone is for us to comprehend that no hour shall wait for us. We are on our own, yet in His hands, from the beginning till the very end. Thank you.
Nice.
And my last poem is just a couple lines long, and it's more of an epiphany. I name it Yellow Epiphany. Sometimes I want my thirsts to be left unquenched. I think it easier to stare into a wall. The idea of having to stand on a cliff with abysmal depths underneath terrifies me, leaves me adrift. Thank you. And I just want to. Thank you.
Thank you, dear. That was great.
I just want to take this opportunity and thank all of you for showing such enthusiasm for young people like me. Because for people of my age who don't really have the opportunity, like to step out and make more of their choices and dreams, it's really beyond. I'm beyond grateful for this opportunity. It feels so good to be empowered like this. Thank you so much.
You're very talented, and we're really honored to have you with us.
That's sweet of you.
So
Thank
proud of
Sally.
you. We're so proud of you.
Nicely done.
Zosie, are you back? We can't hear you. Zosie, we can't hear you.
She's on mute.
Okay, let's try. Hopefully I'm back.
You're good now.
Now you can hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Now we can. Now we can.
Yes.
Okay, I'm so sorry, but Sally, I'd rather you continue because I'm worried to cut any time.
Okay. We have Guido Ruh next.
Okay, I'll share the screen then. I have his poetry.
And that's in Arabic, but Zosie is going to be doing the translation.
ايوه
جيدو انت هتبدأ بأني واحدة الأول؟
مهما السنين تعدي.
طب ثانية واحدة يا جيدو.
اتفضلي.
ثانية واحدة. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
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 Okay.
Yes.
تفضل.
Yes. مساء الخير عليكم جميعا او صباح الخير حسب التوقيت يعني. اختلفت اللغات وتوحدت الارواح حقيقه يعني. كل مره بكون معاكم ببقى سعيد جدا جدا وحاسس ان الروح واحده يعني السلام اللي جوانا هو اللي محدد العلاقه الجميله جدا. والجميل في الامر كمان اكتسبت صداقات جميله جدا جدا بالموضوع الرائع ده يعني. المفارقه الاروع والجميله جدا ان الميتنج النهارده مصادف لعيد جواز ال 21 يعني مش عارف استعملت من 21 دول ازاي بس الحمد لله رب العالمين. فبحب اهديها يعني كلمتين.
يعني انت سايب مراتك وقاعد هنا تحكي؟
لا مش النهارده، ده لسه من يومين، هو نفس الاسبوع بس يا بوب.
اوكي.
طيب اترجم اللي قلته يا جيدو عشان الناس تبقى معانا في القصة. If you allow me, I'll translate what Guido said. He said that he's very, very happy to be here, and he feels that no matter from which nation we come or from where, but he feels that we're united in spirits, and the inner peace inside us is the same. He's very happy also to celebrate his 21st anniversary this week. So he is dedicating this poem to his beautiful.
Oh, that's sweet. Congratulations.
That is lovely.
Congratulations, that's really sweet.
Thank you.
Yeah, she's a lucky lady.
شكرا thank you. أبدأ؟
اتفضل حضرتك.
مهما السنين تعدي يا قلب مليان بالحنين، فوق الجبين تاجك يجمل نساء العالم، يا قلب مخلوق من ذهب يجمل قدر ليا انكتب، كل سنة بيزيد معاها حبنا، يعظم هدايا ربنا. انتي يا انا دايما هنا، في قلبي ينبض بالهنا، طول السنين يا قلبي مليان بالحنين، فوق الجبين تاجك يجمل نساء العالم. شكرا.
That was beautiful.
اتفضل بابا.
ايوه. نبدا بالثانيه.
اتفضل.
اتفضل.
السعاده والتوازن. السعاده، انتوا يا ساده فهموني يعني ايه هي السعاده؟ مال وجاه تبقى دي هي السعاده؟ ما النهايه اهوى ساده، والله يرحم السياده. هي السعاده؟ لا يا ساده، السعاده هي حبي بالزياده للاله وللحبيب، الصديق وللقريب. السعاده ضحكه صافيه، السعاده صحه وعافيه، السعاده انك تشوف فرحه من غير اي خوف، تحضن الحزين تضمه، تبقى ليه مأوى يلمه. السعاده هي يا ساده، السعاده تبقى العباده للي في السماء مكانه، تشكروه تلقوا السعاده. اما الحياه مش بالسنين ولا تنتهي لحد فين. الحياه انك بس هتعيشها لمين؟ عيش حياتك لكل المخلصين، عيش حياتك للي حبك بجد، للي عاش حياته معاك سنين، للي كان جنبك في همك، للي فرحك وانت حزين، للي بإيده مسح دموعك واللي باسك على الجبين، للي بنظرة منه تضحك، للي في عيونه حنين، للي قالك انت عمري، للي كان صادق امين. الحياة مش يوم وليلة ولا حتى كانت بالسنين، واسألوا كل اللي فاتوا هي كانت دامت لمين. شكرا.
That was lovely.
شكرا.
جيدو، انا ترجمت واحدة تانية اللي هي في ناس.
الناس.
خش
اوكي.
بقى.
اتفضل.
نعم.
عارفها؟
نقول ناس يعني وناس. اوكي، ناس وناس يعني.
اتفضل.
ناس وناس، ناس شايفة ومش دارية، وناس بعيدة لكن شارية، وناس تتقل وناس تسأل، وناس نسمة هوا طايرة، وناس بالضحكة تتقصع، وناس في دموعها تتقطع، وناس عارفة وناس خايفة، وناس في الحزن تتطبع، وناس تمسك لك المصحف، وناس تكذب وناس تحلف، وناس هايمة وناس نايمة، وناس تعرفها تتشرف، وناس تفهمها متأخر، وناس تعرفها تتحسر، وناس صاينة وناس خاينة، وناس يا رب تتبخر، وناس تبقى وراك رايقة، وناس معاك ومتضايقة، وناس بانت وناس هانت، وناس عشرتها مش فارقة، وناس جميلة بقلوبها، وناس تتغر في وشوشها، وناس راقية وناس ساهية، وناس تنسى معاك روحها، شكرا جزيلا. شكرا.
حلو قوي يا جيدو.
شكرا شكرا شكرا. تحياتي للجميع، وانا سعيد دايما نبقى معاكم. بصراحه ببقى روحي طايره كده يعني، هايمه في الملكوت. واحب بقى احيي زازي وسالي، زازي سالي وسالي زازي، وانتوا والجمع الجميل ليكم حب واعتزازي، انا بيكوا بتحدى المستحيل. شكرا جزيلا.
يا اختي عليك.
حبايبي حبايبي حبايبي، شكرا شكرا.
أنا عايزة أوقف الشير. أوكي. سالي.
I think we have Ihab first, Ghalia, and then you and I.
Okay. إيهاب صح؟
ممكن.
Yes.
Sure. First, I'm going to start by I'm none of the above. I'm neither a poet nor a writer, nor have I been reading, or none of that. I'm a tax and numbers guy. And if anything, I read about history and economics. That's mainly my passion. I like museums, stuff like that. So I'm really fortunate and privileged to be amongst you guys. I truly appreciate being here. I insist that I don't belong, but I keep getting invited, so I appreciate it. That said, I stumbled upon writing by being inspired by someone 20 some odd years ago when I was 20 some odd years. So that makes me long overdue for a midlife crisis. And that's why I'm writing again, I'm guessing. So I was inspired again and I'm writing again. My writing in general is about selfless love, hopeless love, mainly sad romance, as I believe this is the finest kind of love, the ones that stay in La La Land. That said, I will start with the very first one I stumbled on 20 some odd years ago, or 20 years or so ago. If you just give me a minute. It's just, I thought the order was slightly different, but I guess there was a change in order, which is not an issue. Okay, and OP2, there we go. So the very first one goes, and they're probably short, and also I'll be the bridge guy, so I was supposed to be the bridge guy. That was the assumption I had, so I have a couple of Arabic, because I write in English, Arabic, and classical Arabic. And I have the translation, so eventually I'll be sharing the screen to give you the gist of the two Arabic ones. There goes with the English one. Hopefully we'll have time to read the three English ones. They're mainly short. Let's give it a try, and off we go. Me, myself, and I never seem to be united. For every time we try, your love is there to fight it. God, is it forbidden? Where my heart is hidden. You say it's there, in that dark mountain's cave, but I feel it drowning, struggling with the waves. And there you are just standing, not caring to save. So go on, don't come back. And if you don't come back, I will understand. I will surrender. And I have no demands. But here all alone I will stand, cherishing the memory of a heart I once lost in your land. Thank you. Now this one is thank you. Did you just say thank you? What are you thanking me for? Don't mean to correct you, but I'm the one keeping score. And I know who should thank who and what to thank them for. So allow me to tell you, I am the one to thank you forever and forevermore. And let me ask you, does the doctor thank his patients for letting him heal their sores? Or does the wind thank the eagle when he's the one being carried on her back to the highest peaks when he soars? Or maybe it's the sun that should be thanking the moon for letting her, with her light, fill his pores. So as you see, I'm the one keeping score. And please let me thank you till I can't thank you no more. Yet I'll keep thanking you till I'm the world's greatest bore. For I would not stop thanking you, even if pigs fly, even if boars. What do I thank you for, you might ask? A love that shook my core. A smile so contagious that I'm going spreading from door to door to door. I would thank you for living a few days that would suffice if life came and shoved me 6 feet under its floor. Thank you. And then we'll move to one that was just done, I think, yesterday or 2 days ago or so. And it's a little scattered, but it's along the same line. Tonight, my darlings, I'll tell you a story. It's the tale of a fool who fell for some fairy. On a night with no moon, with a sky that's not starry, in a darkness so bleak, that night was so scary. It's the count of a night with no armor, so it's all pain and no glory. And I'll tell you the whole thing, so don't you have a worry. But I'll skip the details, for they are a bit too gory. And will leave you, and they'll leave you with a burden so heavy to carry. It's a sad story, you guessed it. And for him, you'll feel sorry. Sorry, for this guy was sentenced for his own love to miscarry. And alone he was left grieving and destined his own heart to bury. So I'm sorry, my darlings, forgive my poor judgments. But forgive my poor judgment, for this sure was some poor choice of a bedtime of a story. Thank you. This should be a quick one. Ain't no barriers between hearts, ain't no boundaries to the soul. See the sun and the planets, light years apart, yet it lights pole to pole. I'm here with you, beholding a heart as pure as the day of birth. I'm here with you, living heaven on earth. I'm here with you, seeing the sun rays, fighting, bursting through the storm. I'm here with you, touching divinity in its human form. Ain't no barriers between hearts, ain't no boundaries to the soul. So close your eye. You don't see me, but I do. I'm there with you. So close your eyes, shut your ears, stop the worries, doubts, and fears. And in your hearts, you'll feel it too. I'm here with you. And I'll move to the Arabic because I think I'm running out of time. So the first one in the Arabic is called Halif. And the translation, I don't know if I'm sharing the screen. Am I sharing the screen?
No.
No, you're not.
Oh, now you are.
Yeah, now.
Which screen am I sharing?
My vow.
Okay, so I think we're good. So there it goes. Bear with me one sec. خايف انعس لا يجيني في المنام طيفك وقلبي يفضح لي الكلام ما يجيش على كيفك ما انا اصلي حالف ما هضعف وابوح بسري اللي حالف انه ما يوصل مسمعي حالف ما اقول له اني عبثا بحاول اني ابطل ادمنك ما هو اصل قلبي بهواكي قد صار حقا مدمنا ما انت الدواء ما هو أصل حبك، أصل حبك بقى كل هم قلب أنا، ما أنت الدوا من ده هوا، فيه الفؤاد طب وهوى، خايف أقول إني هعيش من غير ما أعيش، وهعيش معاكي مع إنك أنت مش هنا، مع إنك أنت منتش نصيبي ولا يوم يا عمري كان حبنا من حقنا، بس أنا قلبي ليكي ملكته ليكي، لو حتى غبت من سنة وإن يوم نسيكي راح ينسى فيه طعم الهنا، بس أنت روحي ولا يوم يا روحي راح تسمعي إنك تفيت من ضدنا، ما أنا أصلي حالف بالكون وخلقه وبعزة جلالة ربنا، إني ما هضعف لا يجيني ضيفك، إني ما هنعس لأحلم بطيفك، وأضعف وأقول له ارجع لي تاني، ارجع يا عمري، ونكون في لحظة ونكون للحظة لبعضنا.
انت الدواء من ده الهوى يا سيدي.
The next one is called Gund al-Sufuf, which translates to one in your army. But I think when I put in the gist of it in English, I thought that mercy killing would be the one that fits it better. So there it goes. هلم حبيبي، هلم حبيبي تعال إلي، فإني تعبت سئمت الوقوف، ودعني أصلي في محراب حبك، أحج لقلبك وبيتك أطوف، فهيا حبيبي، فهيا حبيبي تعال إلي، تعال اضربني وخذ بالسيوف، فإني كجند أموت فداك، تعسكر في جيشك كجند الصفوف، هيا حبيبي تعال إلي، فإني بدونك ضجرت الحياة، وإني بربي بعيشي أنوف، وإن كان وصلك شرط الوفاة، فإني حبيبي بموتي شغوف، فهيا حبيبي، فهيا حبيبي تعال إلي، تعال إلي وخذ بالسيوف، برب اقتلني، حبيبي ارحمني، فإذ تقتلني تكن بي رؤوف. Thank you. I think I'm good. I just need to stop the screen sharing and I'll hand it to you guys from here. Why am I not able? Go back to Zoom. Sally, you took over, right?
Yes, thank you. Now we have Olasada from Nigeria. Hello. Hi, Olasada. We can't hear you. You're muted.
Sorry. Hi, everyone.
Hi. Hello.
I'm glad to be here. I'm Shade. You can call me Shade. I'm from Nigeria. So I'm glad to be here. Thank you, Sally, for bringing me up here. And I'm a bit nervous because I've never read out anything to a group of people. This is actually my first time of reading my poems. I actually read it out to my husband and my kids, but I've never actually read it to well-published poets like this before. I don't have any book published yet. I'm hoping I get a publisher soon who can put me through what I need, because I really want to put my poems out there. My poems generally are circled around hope, mostly hope, and how we humans actually flow with our emotions and still find beauty in the downside of life and how we feel and everything we have to go through. And also I always have this bit of belief that there is a world outside what we all see. And I tend to also drift a bit in my poetry, assuming like a pendulum rolling, and you're seeing one side of it, the other side of it you're not seeing, and that's the perspective I actually generally used to write. So this evening I'll be reading, and most of my poems too, I write it like sharing my own personal state of mind and assuring myself, hoping what I write to also assure other people as they read it. So my first read is called resolution. I woke up today occupied with thoughts that must be caged. My imagination break down to a million pieces, flying fragments of what's left of my confidence, to the safe room of faith. The world is changing, and I must, not my heart, but my perspectives. I have got this. I know I do. Maybe in 1,000 years, my name will not be visible on the stone of time, but I pledge my hopes against the woes of my generation to make of my existence a potter's finished art, molded with nails of life's unstable temperature, shamelessly rolled on the wheels of uncertainty. And I tell you, my dreams, the reality of what I must face, will mend this part of mine. I have this other, this I wrote after going through so many writes from Instagram and seeing so many poets. I get lost most often reading poetry. It's like I'm lost in so many people's world at the same time. So I came up with this poem, and it's titled A Poet's Mist. When thoughts go rogue, hell's gates shine from a poet's vicious seal, as the thunderous wind of solemn and confusion go on a rampage of vivid spoken and unspoken lines, like hailstorm hauling the thread of raging reasoning to shreds. Shrewd illusions get license to darken, glow, and mirage into faceless emotions in one piece mix. Concepts and collaborations spill storm and relief in one splashing breath of rationale, as desolate seasons of mental disorientation frame words of spiritual healing. Then come the injection of fluid imaginations as they escape from a volcanic vibe of sane derision. An engulfing scent of roses spill on hidden contemplations. Amidst normalcy and chaos, in trailing verses, fragile meanings break into 1,000 pieces, as every scribble becomes a semblance, scrambling to settle on an orderly rhythm, readily giving recognition to every word of impetus.
Beautiful.
Thank you. So this next I was going through a bit of a difficult time just before the coronavirus pandemic started waging its war around across the world, actually, and it was quite disheartening. And I didn't want to cry. I didn't want to, but at some point I actually needed to shed the tears so I could see clearly. So I named these Tears of Clarity. Those tears that drop, you try hard to stop its flow because it is a sign of weakness, desperately needing to prove might. Yet it won't stop till it has washed your head clean of the reason. Those tears that drop to wash the guilt you must feel, to erase the scribbles of maybes, to wash the feelings of regrets within, to make you breathe again, just so you tap the strength to walk beyond the gloom. Those tears that drop, not to naked your desires, not to empty your dreams, but to help you see hidden castles. It flows to wash away weakness, to trample on wishes, that the rain of reason may fall. Those tears that drop, to cut the burden of self-reproach, to erase the guilt of self-rebuke, that a new era may emerge within the ashes of the state. Those tears that drop, to make the mind whole again.
Beautifully done.
Thank you. So this is titled Age's Land. I wrote this while thinking of everything that is happening behind the scene that we can't see. So it's titled Ages Land. When I am silent, my heart takes me to a new place, a timeless era, a land of no words, whose paths take me deep within each time I walk into its walls. I see something new, wonderful, a bodacious land of miraculous form, with aura I can perceive as I raise my head each time to absorb its energy. I feel its cooling peace mending my state. This land, a provision of wealth, abandoned by carnal men, lost to reprobate minds, is beautiful, with bright stars hanging over its skies. Therein my mind mingles freely, like a rainbow with idioms of old. My closed eyes behold invisible scribbles in the air. The earth is filled with ethereal forms, and to see we must open our hearts, crush pride, adopt love, raise our hearts above vanity in abandonment to accept truth. That's it. So there is this one I wrote, and it's titled The Cause of Blindness. I see blindness not necessarily as a state of not seeing what is in front of you. So many times we all go through things as humans, and it's so easy to not see what we should actually see. There is always a smile behind every tears. There's always hope after every closed door. So I titled this piece Cause of Blindness. Life, ironically, is uncomplicated when man realizes that what he sees isn't all there is to life. As man walks through the trance of realization, of self-discipline, a walk void of denying his human nature, and with open acceptance of his limits. When his eyes are closed, dreams come alive. Boundaries are easily exposed as the edges that cry fate lay bare. To initiate, expose his own healing. Accepting a need for mental overhaul is an agonizing reality of life. For the lowlands of the mind isn't all there is to life. There is a notch up above the mountaintop of awareness, where even fear is tormented, where dread ebbs into oblivion, and human expertise is cowed. Yet on the same plane does wisdom dominate freely, the reign of knowledge hold forth for life, and understanding commune openly. Thank you. I have one last one to read. I have one last one to read. So it's titled People Who Inspire Me. The people who inspire me walk the streets with no hope or care of tomorrow's pain. They wear their emotions on their faces, holding nothing back, sharing their joys with ease and their distastes with disgust. I am inspired by a child looking out the window of a car lost in thoughts, a heart that is aching, yet leave their sorrow for nightfall to make another laugh at noontime. A teacher paid less than they morally deserve, yet who consistently push to pass understanding. A man struggling to stay spiritual while walking this earth. Beauty is led by love and not pride. Ashes that paint their smoke. Men who live to give hope. Who will stop at nothing to restore faith. Men who live by the Spirit of God and not the dictation of religion. Those are the souls who inspire me. Thank you.
Love that one.
Thank you so much. That was great. Thank you. Okay. We move to Ghalia, right? Ghalia Ibrahim, please.
Yes, hello
Faddal.
everyone. I'm going to read something in Arabic and then in English, okay? Which one do you prefer me to start with, Zozi? The Arabic or the English one?
Let's start with the English and then go with the Arabic, please.
Okay. We're still waiting to be admired, and we put those we love and what we love inside a box. We don't want anyone to see them. Whenever my little girl asks which door this key opens, I laugh and I say, my heart. Are you comfortable now? All your secrets hide in a box. Sweethearts should be located in the heart or live in our homes. They don't stay in a cold closet. You appear in front of everyone. So arrogant. They build a statue for you and glorify you. The more beautiful your tongue is, the more fans you get. The more beautiful your face and body, some have reached that they worship you. They say praise phrases if you are of the same gender, and some flirt if you are of the opposite gender. They look at you while you are heartless, looking to please them. The more you long to run away from the life of the statue and escape to the box of your memories, and you are without treasures, to live without being worshipped, their number decreases, and you hear them say, why is the statue moving? Why God is so weak? Gods are strong. Gods don't cry. Gods don't crave. The statue begins to cry, and longing wants to move, to love. They say to him, don't move. In old times, we used to build statues that we worship. If they obey us, we call them gods. We would smash or eat them if they didn't obey us, and we remove from them the attribute of divinity. Don't love, don't move, don't think. No, don't obey them. Kneel and come closer. My darling, take off your shoes. In the oasis of love, there are no thorns. I love you in God, and I love God in you. I'm done with the وما زلنا نكتب حتى نحظى بالإعجاب بكلمات الإطراء ونضع من نحب وما نحب في خزانة بمفتاحين. نحبس في الخزانة رسائل وصور لا نريد أن يراها أحد. وكلما تسألني صغيرتي عن أي باب يفتحه هذا المفتاح أضحك وأقول قلبي. الآن أنت مطمئن؟ فكل أسرارك مخبأة في صندوق. الأحبة محلهم القلب، أو أن يسكنون بيوتنا، لا أن يقبعوا في خزانة باردة. تظهر أمام كل الناس عالي الرأس، يبنون لك تمثالا ويعظمونك. وكلما ازداد جمال لسانك ازداد المعجبون بالتمثال، وكلما ازداد جمال وجهك وجسدك ازدادوا أكثر. ووصل الحد إلى البعض إلى أن يعبدوك، يسجدون لك ويقولون فيك عبارات مدح وعبارات غزل، ينظرون إليك وأنت محتفظ بسكوتك تبتغي إرضاءهم. وكلما ازداد حنينك إلى أن تهرب بعيدا عن حياة التماثيل وتهرب إلى صندوق ذكرياتك وتكون أنت بلا خزائن، أن تعيش بلا أن تعبد، يقل عددهم. وتسمعهم يقولون لماذا يتحرك التمثال؟ لماذا تضعف الآلهة؟ الآلهة لا تضعف، الآلهة قوية، الآلهة لا تبكي، الآلهة لا تحن. ويبدأ التمثال في البكاء والحنين، يريد أن يتحرك، يريد أن يحب، فيقولون له لا تحرك ساكنا. في قديم الزمان كنا نبني تماثيل نعبدها إذا أطاعتنا، ونطلق عليها أسماء آلهة، وكنا نتحطمها أو نأكلها. لا تحب، لا تتحرك، لا تفكر. لا يا حبيبي، لا تطعهم، واسجد واقترب، واخلعنا عليك في واحة الأشواق. لا يوجد أشواق. أحبك في الله وأحب الله فيك. Thank you very much.
أحب الله فيك. جميلة جميلة.
Beautiful. Thank you, Ghalia. That was beautiful.
برافو غالية، برافو غالية.
Thank you.
Sally Rawhey, you kindly honors with your poetry. أنا معاك ولا قطع؟ سالي.
معاك.
اوكي.
اسم مش
اتفضلي. اتفضلي. ممكن كله يعمل ميوت ونسيب سالي.
Well, I would like to first talk about my books. Actually, I never saw myself as a poet. I've been working in the field of television and advertising for so many years until I turned 40, and I started to perceive myself in a different way. I felt like I wanted to write. I needed to write. I had loads and loads of poems, but I didn't think they were worth publishing, definitely, not at all. So I kept traveling to the UK and attending so many poetry readings until a publisher came along and showed interest in my book. That's when I thought I have something that could be worth sharing with the people. And I'm really grateful that I did change my career line. I'm grateful that I was not scared to go in front of all these published poets and attend poetry readings and with my funny accent and try to fit in. And you know how it is in the UK. They don't really have to clap if they don't like what you're saying. So it's not always so easy as it is easy here. But it was really fun and challenging, and I'm honored that I have my 2 books, The Unspoken Voices and There. They're basically talking about love in many ways, mostly about the love that you find in people when you search for God. So it is just a mere reflection of God's light in us and how we become better people by perceiving the love and the power that we have within us. So these 2 books are basically talking about the different people I met in my life, and they sparkled with so much light. And when I dug in to see these people and know more about them, what I found was a divine power that reflected on their beauty. So I would like to share some stuff with you today. Okay. The first one is called, Do Souls Have an Age? Do souls have an age? 'Cause my soul still looks like a child. It has a grin so big and a laugh too wild. It loves a twinkling star and still from darkness hide. And still, to a smiling stranger, it would totally confide. It's so heedless to fall. It forever chooses love's side. Do souls have an age? 'Cause my soul doesn't wilt or change. It remains the bird of no confiding cage. It's totally oblivious to all world's rage, like a newborn in a never-ending stage. Do souls have an age? Because my soul is not me. From this aging body, my soul is free. The lines on my face, on the soul you'd never see, like a flower stemming from a heaven's tree. My soul have no demons to flee. Do souls have an age? 'Cause my mistakes on my souls don't show. My losses, my faults, never onto it flow. It remains pure, of a shine and a glow. It continues with new love to overflow. Do souls have an age? 'Cause mine is timeless, in a quest for love defeatless, in God's eternal life ageless. Thank you.
That's so beautiful.
Second one is called, I want to be everything. I want to speak all the languages that no one still speaks. Travel to Mars with a group of geeks. Lead a ride to free birds from their cages. Dance like a star on old Roman stages. Dine in Delhi and sleep in Spain. Ride a stallion and race a train. Be wild and wild be my name. Dare to play life's scariest games. I fear not to change your age. God created free souls. It's us who built the cage. Thank you.
وتعطلت لغة الكلام لأن الحب يخرس اللسان.
I was putting those.
Yeah, good.
Beautiful, beautiful. More?
I have learned with time that people are constantly changing, that friendships atrophy when hearts stop caring, that fame like a shooting star, in its rising begins its fading, that dreams are the only fantasy worth chasing, that persuading a blind heart is degrading, that when the hurt is yours, it won't shrink with sharing, that happiness makes one involuntary more daring. I have learned with time that only God sees you singly, while others will always be comparing. Thank you.
Sally, I'm going to give you a very British whoop whoop.
Okay. I fell in love a million times, traveled beyond the countries I visited by miles and miles, walked in shoes of others far more wise, died and lived in other people's lives, felt emotions unexperienced by my own eyes. I'm a poet. Judge me not by my reality. Reality often lies. Thank you. That's my part. I'm sorry for taking long. As I grow old and my heart ages and my years pass page after page, I want the word nice to be the title of the stage. Nice people, nice feelings, nice talk. I want smiling faces, even if they're drawn with chalk. Nice jokes, nice hugs, nice flowers on the street, nice books, nice songs, nice strangers to meet. I want nice to be the word I most speak. Nice friends, whatever, Italian, Indian, or Greek. Sunrises on beaches and a sun-kissed cheek. I want nice adventures and a mountains of high peak. Nice sideways, nice alleys, nice kids dancing in the rain. I don't want unkind people, my coming days to stay. No hurtful words, no money talk, no political fame. No who said what, no who did what. No words of insult, no friendships but. No buzz, no lies, no anger, no rage. Only in nice discussions I want to engage. Like happiness, kindness, and dreams. I want my days the smoothness of streams. I want to fall in love with thousands of nice souls, and for the rest of my days, be kind to them all. I want to depart this life with a smile, that when I'm gone, life wish I lived a longer while. Thank you.
Very nice.
We have Zazie up next.
Okay, that's my book. It's called Tears of a Region. I wrote it 20 years ago. I was 22. Next week, after tomorrow's, I'll be 42. So it's been 20 years since I wrote this book. It's very precious to me. Since then, I'm writing for theater. I wrote one novel and then for theater, and I usually write musicals. So this is a bit theatrical. I hope it makes sense as a poem. طب أنا هقول يا شباب. Okay. Tonight is an invitation to know me like I know you. Through Hollywood and education, you've shared with me your years of civilization. Your fears, your tears, nightmares and dreams, your morals, your values. Are you not interested to know the other part, the one you call your foe? How does it go? If you are, please continue the show, because today I will expose me. I'll tell you about that beard that characterizes some faces, that veil that covers some girls, that lifestyle that is misrepresented to you. I'll prove my so-called brutality is the peak of humanity. I'll share my metaphors, my future, my memories. So I dare you to tell me, who are you and who is me? For the only pronoun in the world is a we. Sarah is a little girl, beautiful as a delicate pearl. She could be my or your daughter. Yusuf is her loving father. Life to him is his daughter. Again, he could be me, my, or your brother. Hey girlie, why are you crying? What's wrong? So beautiful, so young. Where is your mama? Where is your baba? My baba sat by my side, tucked me in bed, kissed me goodnight. I said, Daddy, I love you. He hugged me tight. I'm leaving lovely for a while. Where to, baba? I cried. To defend your country, to grant you security. Who wants my country? You are security. You promise you'll be back? He kissed her hard, he hugged her sad, he smiled and cried. He left. He left for good. They told her later he went to God. I know he died. In war he died. Why does it have to feel so bad? Why does it feel so bad inside? Can someone tell me how he died? Somebody answer her. Did he cry? Somebody answer her. Please don't lie. Was he bleeding? Was he praying? Was my picture on his chain? Was he screaming? With his last breath did he scream my name? Tell her he died of pain, tell her he bled to death, his face heading east, his arms to the west. On his lap, I learned to clap, on his chest, I used to rest. From his word, I discovered the word, live to love and love to live, live to love and love to live. But now he's dead. You who killed my daddy wherever you are, you who killed my daddy whoever you are, why did you teach me to play with fear, to love with a tear, to run from a gun, to hide from the sun? For my baba is gone. I know not why, I know not how. They say it's war, but what is war and why is there a war? What is war? It's people dying. Why is there a war? 1,000 sayings, but none for you will be compelling. Mr. President, Mr. Minister, why did you give that order? That's how our daughters say goodbye to their fathers. Any different in your situation? May God bless your soldier. I hope he had a reason to depart, to separate from his lovely innate. It's okay, sweetie. Your father is not dead. He just went to Almighty God. In heaven he spends his days. Great, great pleasure. It's much, much better. That's what we call honor. Wipe away your tear. Your baba to Allah is dear. Karima, in her 20s, a girl with a lovely veil. It covers her hair. Same idea of a nun or a mare. Yes, she's a Muslim, but when you cut her, she bleeds. When she's hungry, she eats, and when she's tired, she sleeps. May God bless the great Shakespeare. Had he known what happens here, he would have written the world to tears a tragedy about Karima and her screams. Karima, why are you crying? Enough tears for the day. You better have a good reason, or else they'll say there are only tears in the region. My reason is human treason. In Iraq, a night was young. In the old capital, a baby crawled for milk. A young lady milk. Hungry he cried, too scared but she tried, running between the bombs, fighting through the guns. She reached the groceries doors, too bad they were locked. From behind the bars an ancient face looked, told her to go, with tears of fear she begged. He reached to let her in, not the doors he opened but firing frenzy. A bomb blew them away, the baby didn't drink. 10 years later, 20 years later, the baby still wants milk. No one offers a hand, no one feeds him a thing. They kill every man, they starve every kid. They say it's a terrorist act, which is, I don't understand. And you never will. The baby is hungry and they kill the entire country. They say it's for freedom. Tell me please, you heard his screams. Were they for milk or for freedom? Call us ignorant, call us barbarians, or maybe dictators. Democracy to some is a luxury, not a necessity. Yet others die for freedom. No need to tear your heart apart. No need. Dying became an art. Religion, a way of life, was turned into a knife. Nationality slaughtered humanity for the sake of Jesus. Muhammad and Moses tolerate the following. Muhammad is a young boy. That's all you need to know. In his mama's arms, he shakes. With fear and pain, he wakes. Mama, this man in green is coming towards me. He wants to kill me. Won't you help me? Mama, he's pointing his gun at your own son. Mama, help me. Tell him I want to grow. Tell him I don't know. Please tell him to go. Mama, help me. Baby, he won't listen. I'll keep you in my arms. It won't hurt, I promise. Hide your eyes. Think of anything nice. Mama, he's coming closer. Tell me what will happen when I die. No, dear, don't cry. Mama, at least try. Tell him not to kill me. Tell him he's big. Tell him I'm small. Tell him it's not fair. Oh, Mama, he killed me. It hurts. This is my blood staining the ground. Oh, Mama, I'm scared. In Jerusalem, once Palestine, once Israel.
Thank you.
Hello?
Yeah, I have 2 books, The Morning After and Whiskey Woes.
You have some
I'm a single
great
malt.
stuff.
I'm a single malt drinker, so you got me at Whiskey Woes.
Yeah, that's my newest book. It's pretty cool. It's this one right here. It's I don't know. It's something a little different. I think it's single line poetry. I just kind of really speak from experience from it. Really. Do you guys have any questions? You want to hear some of it?
We'd
Yes,
like to see your book first, and if you can tell us something about them. Do you have your books with you?
I think so. I have most of them with me. Let me get some. Let me one. These are my books. My first one. It's this one right here. This one's like an anthology. It's featured with like 10 different authors. It was okay. Like that one was like I was in a really dark place, and then a year later I came out with this one, The Morning After. It's kind of like the same thing, just basically about relationships, drinking, drugs, just just things that I went through as I just dealt with everything, and then finally this is my newest one, The Morning After. But yeah, right now I'm working on my
man, I looked at some of your samples on Instagram, and your work is phenomenal.
Oh, thank
So
you.
don't be so humble.
No, I mean it's something that I just started doing one day. Like I came home from work. I was super wasted, and I just started writing, and I just went from there. I'm working on my last book. After that, I'll probably stop for a while. And I haven't released the name of what it's going to be called yet. It's almost done. I want to say maybe like I just got to just fine tune it. It's going to be like a little bit of stories and poetry, but I think everybody will enjoy it. So we'll see. Hopefully, I can sign with somebody, a different company, or with whoever picks me up. I'm gonna send that out to a few companies and see who'll pick me up. But I'm not trying to make like $1 million or anything. I'm just want people to read something that's a little different, a little dark. Maybe something that all of us have been through. If that makes sense.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, for sure. No.
Now, Sally, you want to take over?
Yes, please.
I'm sorry.
Are you good?
No, I'm apologizing to Sally. I think you and I are good.
We're waiting for Mickey to start. Yes.
Mikey, if you want to start with reading us a few samples of your work.
Yeah, of course. Give me 1 second. I'll read you some of my stuff. It's like I said, it's short poetry, guys. It's nothing crazy long. Let me find some of the stuff that I've really found the darkest, or that I like the most. Talked about forever. Now it's been forever since we talked. You got me wondering who's the reason that you crawl, because you're the reason that I'm faded and can barely walk. Let's see. This one's a little bit of wordplay on this one. I think you guys will enjoy this one. It's our relationship's sinking because our heart's too big and mine's made of stone. I think we're better off alone. Yet I can't find it in my heart, but I'll block her number on my phone. It's hard to believe that it's over, and it's hard to believe that you're over and done with me when you're right under me. Wondering, wishing, switching positions. This must be magic, but I'm no magician. I was pretty sad this day. I wrote, falling for you was easy, but falling asleep after you left was another story.
Nice.
I broke hearts I never meant to. Lost friends I wish I could vent to. Paid karma like rents do. Wonder if heaven will ever send you. And then I'll read like one more from here, and then I'll read one from The Morning After.
Take your time.
Oh, thank you. I'm really, really sorry, guys. I was totally unprepared. You're breaking my heart. It's so confusing. I always thought if you had to choose, I'd never lose. Whiskey woes, eagles bruised. Made Made a scene, your friend's amused. Text me back because you're abused. All because he accused. Now let's move on to the morning after. I shared the same fear as Dr. Frankenstein when he created his monster. I'm responsible for the 5'2" devil with no heart that eats men and steals sweaters. Because you know females be stealing sweaters from us. Sunday to Sunday to Sunday to someday, but someday never came. One day turns to 365. Should I count on you or count the days to keep this hope alive? That was from the morning after. I wish I could read my favorite ones. I should have marked them, but I never did. This is the last one I'll read from here. It's why do I always feel alone? When my cell phone's going suicidal, blowing up at 2 a.m. with the messages like, hey, are you home? I want something real, but fuck it up when I answer my phone, hey, I'm alone. But, I mean, I don't know if you guys want me to keep going. I could read one more from my first book if you like.
Yes.
Yeah, one more? All
Yeah,
right.
please do.
Let me find it. So many people in this book. Oh, here we go. So like I said, guys, this one was like super, super dark. She was my stars and I was her moon. We lit up the world, a love that almost ended too soon. It's crazy to think how 3 words can change your life. I'm leaving you. Odds against me, stakes are high. Pops these pills and so am I. And let's see. Yeah, that's it, guys. Well, thank you. I mean, that's pretty much it. I'll share some more stuff later, guys. I hope you guys liked it.
Beautiful stuff, man.
Thanks. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Sorry for being a Debbie Downer about my writing.
Thank you, Mike, for joining me.
In the chat.
You're not a Debbie Downer. You're far from it. Seriously.
Thank you, guys.
Beautifully
You should
so.
see my stuff.
See all of our stuff.
Yeah. I mean,
Guys, you have to follow Mike because he has some great stuff on Instagram. Really great stuff. Mike, can you please add your information on the chat so we can follow you?
Yeah, of course. I'll add it right now. Just got to figure out how to use the Zoom thing. Let's see.
there's a chat in the bottom.
I got it. So if you guys want to check me out on Instagram, there it is. But all right, guys. Yeah, hopefully we can all keep in touch and do this again. I'll be better prepared next time with some better content, and I'll show you guys my new book when I'm getting a little bit closer to being done.
Glad to hear from you at the last minute.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. It was a great night. So many talents here. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sally.
It was very lovely to meet everyone.
Thanks, Sally.
Bye.
Thank you so much, Sally.